Today, a few highlights from the epic long-ranging conversation between Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson. Specifically, Musk going all in on Donald Trump, providing Starlink to victims of Hurricane Helene and some of the roadblocks that were put in place. Never mind the government corruption regarding Starlink. More on that in a moment. AI and the woke mind virus, and Musk's future role in a Trump administration. First, the cold open. Some hilarious, possibly off the record, but on the record conversation. This is just too good. I haven't watched the full thing yet, guys, but I have watched the intro. And I'm like, man, I've got to share this today. So, oh, this is good.
If he loses, man, what? You're fucked, dude.
I'm fucked. If he loses, I'm fucked.
It does seem that way. You can't just be.
Yeah, just to be clear, if Donald Trump loses the election, Musk jokingly saying, I'm fucked. I mean, he ain't wrong. He's already public enemy number 2. Already had arms of the US government coming after him, stifling his ability to operate, run businesses, even exist, calling for his arrest, his imprisonment, X being shut down. Laugh though he may, and this is no joking matter.
You can just be like, yo,
Yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Well, I see my children. I don't know.
because it's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out to him, but I get. You were
I have no plausible deniability. No, and I've been trashing Kamala nonstop.
Oh, I know.
Well, the Kamala puppet, I call her. The machine that the Kamala puppet represents.
Yeah, she's irrelevant. I mean, she's not even.
No. I made a joke which I realized I deleted. Which is like nobody's even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless. What do you achieve? Nothing.
No, it's totally
just
right.
Another puppet.
Exactly. That's.
It's no point in killing.
It's deep and true, though.
Nobody's trying to kill Joe Biden.
It's in.
It would be pointless.
Totally. You actually put that up?
Yeah. Now, some people interpreted it as though I was calling for people to
Of course.
assassinate her. But I was like, no, even. I was like, doesn't it seem strange that no one's even bothered to try?
It's not worth it.
I mean,
there's an endless supply.
Yeah, like nobody would. It's absurd.
It could be anybody.
Yeah.
Now, this is a very valid point. Biden, Kamala, and an unlimited supply of puppets to act on behalf of the machine. Empty vessels without their own strong thoughts, opinions, or beliefs. The haters will hate, the leftards will deny, but this is true. You might have noticed Kamala supposedly doing complete 180s on almost every firmly held belief she's had over the past 5, 6, 7, 10 plus years. Almost all of them out of nowhere on things she was adamant previously she believed. A complete flip, almost as if she's just willing to say and do whatever the machine requires. Oh wait, no, that's exactly the case. That's exactly what's happening. An empty vessel, a puppet. They're right.
Yeah, nobody's going to try to. Nobody tries to assassinate a puppet.
Of course not. A marionette.
Yeah, marionette. It's just like, It's
hilarious.
Yeah. What? She's safe. Like, to try to kill Trump twice with actual guns and bullets.
Oh yeah.
He shot in the air right in fucking Butler where I was, and
he doesn't seem rattled. Does he to you?
It doesn't seem what?
Rattled.
He has the constitution of an ox. It seems. So it's not like working out and eating healthy. And he's
okay. We gotta tape this.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
he's not like, let me eat another salad. That's not. No, or work out. Fastidiously. That's he. I felt like hell. He doesn't work out, and he eats cheeseburgers and Diet Coke and stuff. And because I think it just inherently has a strong constitution.
It's hard to deny this fact. I'd say the same of Musk, to be honest. Some people just built different, and I mean literally built different. Resilient, energetic, high levels of vitality and energy, despite the fact that they do very little, if anything at all, to optimize their health, their energy, their well-being. In fact, I made this very point to Farzad and Hans in a recent conversation. Most people watching have probably seen it. It still baffles me today, the amount of energy that Donald Trump has. Given his age, it's easy, of course, from a basement dweller's point of view to go, but just try to imagine what it's like, day after day after day after day, to be doing multiple rallies, interviews, managing your life. The guy's still doing 12, 14 plus, maybe even 16 plus hour days. Look, admittedly, Trump is a short sleeper. He doesn't need a huge amount of sleep. That is an advantage, a massive genetic advantage. But the amount of energy and output, it's astonishing. As I say, it's easy to hate from your parents' basement. But just think about how much energy it takes to consistently be working, conducting rallies, dealing with business, day after day after day after day. Orange Man Bad is outworking probably 95, 98+% of the people watching this channel, despite being significantly older. Dude really is built different.
So, and you were just with him. He didn't seem like a man who'd been the subject of 2 assassination attempts.
No, he seemed of sound mind and body and strong backbone.
Did you?
I mean, that's what I said in the thing. Which,
Yeah.
The remarks I made there were impromptu. There was no teleprompter or anything. I was speaking extemporaneously.
Are you the only rich guy who doesn't have like a media consultant?
No, media consultant.
Yeah, no, I've noticed.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I just thought about what I want to say, and I just spoke off the cuff. No teleprompter, nothing.
Good for you.
Yeah, I can talk. Just look like now. I'm just talking. Look at me. Wow, amazing. Can you believe it? I can talk without a teleprompter. That's crazy.
But if he loses, it's going to be hard for you to pretend you never supported him.
All in. In the deep end.
Yeah, no, you are definitely in the deep end. You cannot touch bottom.
No, I'm like rolling around. I'm like a pig in mud. I'm like, it's all in, baby.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
How hard?
I mean, there may be some, in the hopefully unlikely event that he loses, there may be some vengeance on me.
Were you kidding?
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible? You've got to be one of the biggest government contractors.
We do essential work for the government.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not like, we do useful essential work.
Right.
That we compete for and win contracts on because our product is much better and costs less. That's why we get government contracts.
No, I know.
and I mean, if you take, for example, the NASA contract to transport astronauts to and from the space station, NASA awarded 2 contracts at the start, one to Boeing and one to SpaceX. Boeing was awarded twice as much as SpaceX. SpaceX has done all the astronaut transport from the space station, and Boeing has only done one transport of 2 astronauts to the space station, and we had to bring them back.
I suspect most people watching are aware of this, but just in case you're not, SpaceX literally having to do a rescue mission for astronauts, Boeing stranded at the International Space Station. How embarrassing. And for the 99% of you who happen to be Tesla investors, this is actually a great analogy for the difference between a Musk-led company developing technology, for example, rockets or maybe even electric vehicles, versus a competitor. We've seen what happens in the launch industry under a Musk-led company. Ruthless innovation, extreme resourcefulness, moving at a lightning pace. They do things better, faster, and significantly cheaper. But when it comes to the automotive industry, many in the general public still can't quite see how far ahead Tesla is, how dominant their lead, and how large a slice of the market they'll take ultimately. The reason is because unlike, say, stranding astronauts on the space station, which is a very visible failing of a company, and also being awarded a contract twice as much money and doing a terrible job, a lot of that stuff can be masked when it comes to producing vehicles. Consumers only care what they're paying, not what it costs the company to produce the vehicle. So companies today trying to compete with Tesla are losing tens of thousands of dollars per electric vehicle sold, but the customer doesn't see that or care. They just care about what they're paying. And in terms of the technology, the bar is a little bit lower for a vehicle versus a spacecraft being able to take people to and from the International Space Station. Ironically, Tesla also may in fact have low-key saved most of the automotive industry by opening up its supercharging network, a different form of rescue mission. And bringing this full circle, despite that, the treatment that Musk and his companies have had from the current extremely corrupt Biden-Harris administration is despicable.
Boeing got twice as much as SpaceX. There's this total misunderstanding that my companies have been subsidized and supported by the government and get all these... And it's like, do you really think that a Biden administration is going to subsidize me?
Probably not.
Are you kidding? No. In fact, they take away every contract they possibly can. For example, there was the FCC contract to $42 billion for providing rural broadband.
Yes.
Okay. We actually first said, look, we think there shouldn't be any subsidies, so we recommend that this program just not exist. But since you're insisting that it exists, we will compete, and we have better products. So we won, I don't know, about a quarter of it. which would have included the devastated areas like North Carolina and stuff. And the FCC took it away illegally. They just voted, 3 out of 5 commissioners voted away and said, even though you want it, we're sending it.
On what grounds?
And do you know how many people they've connected?
How many?
0.
So you think that was political?
Well, the 3 Democrats voted against it, and the 2 Republicans voted for it.
So you tried to get Starlink.
Yes.
Into North Carolina, into Western North Carolina, the areas devastated by the hurricane.
We have got it is in there, and it is the primary means of communication in the devastated.
So I just want to clarify, and I haven't seen this, maybe Musk will be a bit clearer, but for those who are a little bit confused here, Starlink was awarded a contract, hundreds of millions of dollars, to connect rural Americans. Of that money, portions were allocated to the very areas who, in the last week or so, have been devastated by Hurricane Helene. In other words, had Musk and SpaceX via Starlink not had this contract withdrawn illegally, the communities who were hit by this hurricane would have had Starlink active prior to the hurricane hitting. But after this contract was illegally rescinded, obviously Starlink not connected there. But as soon as the shit hit the fan, Starlink began sending fuck tons of Starlink systems to help people get connected after the devastation. Just wanted to be super clear on that. But had the corrupt Biden-Harris administration not illegally withdrawn this contract, these places would already have had many thousands, in fact, in some cases, a few tens of thousands of Starlink systems already connecting them prior to the disaster.
Areas.
You had conflict with Buttigieg over this.
Well, I raised I said, look, we had delivered. We've been delivering Starlink terminals there for a while, and obviously some people already had them since that private individuals had Starlink there already. We delivered really thousands of terminals and got all the way up to the areas where they wouldn't let us go any further. And then we're like, okay, we're going to send helicopters in and find people who are stranded and give them Starlink terminals, which I think is a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. They wouldn't let us land because there was an FAA notice to M and NOTAM that said in order to land, you have to know who you're going to meet with to land. Now, the problem is we're trying to deliver internet communications. People don't have internet communications. We don't know who they are, but then they can't reach us because they don't have communications. Do you see the catch-22 here?
Yes, I do.
Insane.
Yep. Bureaucracy and red tape costs lives. Imagine for a moment, I'm not kidding by the way, this is the situation that actually happened. SpaceX on their own dime have arranged helicopters to bring in Starlink and other services and goods to people who've been devastated by a hurricane, who are out of communication, and as the helicopters are coming into land, they're being told to fuck off. Sorry, you didn't have the right paperwork, so you can't land here and deliver these goods. This is actually what happened for hours. It's maddening.
So it's obviously impossible for people who don't have internet communications to let us know who they are because they don't have the internet.
Yes.
Yes. And so
did you explain this to the federal government?
Yes.
What did
yes.
they say?
They fixed it.
How was Buttigieg when you talked to him?
It was actually good. So I want to be
Yeah.
I want to give Buttigieg some credit here.
Yes.
When I complained about it, he reacted in a very level-headed way, and he reached out to me and he called me.
Yeah.
And we discussed the issue, got to the bottom of it, and he fixed it.
Good.
So credit to Buttigieg.
Yeah. Well, and to you for pushing it.
Yeah. I mean, but as soon as he was aware of the problem, he fixed it.
Well, you publicized it too on it.
Yeah.
As soon as you shamed him.
Well, but I do want to give credit where it's due.
Yeah. No, amen.
So,
I agree completely.
Now skipping ahead to AI and the woke mind virus.
Britain or Japan or anywhere. It's like we're off the charts on psychiatric medication prescriptions in the U.S.
Why don't people raise that point more often, I wonder, in public?
They should. I'm raising it.
Yeah, you are. You said that artificial intelligence, machine intelligence, might be a good thing. Where are we on AI right now, AGI right now, and what are your views?
Well, I think at this point it's obvious to everyone that AI is advancing at a very rapid pace.
Yes.
You can see it with the new capabilities that come out every month or every week sometimes. AI at this point can write a better essay than probably 90%, maybe 95% of all humans. Say write an essay on any given subject. AI right now can beat the vast majority of humans. If you say draw an image, draw a picture, it can draw if you try say Mid-Journey, which is the aesthetics of Mid-Journey are incredible. It will create incredible images that are better than, again, like 90% of artists. It's just objectively the case. And it'll do it immediately, like 30 seconds later. We're also starting to see AI movies. So you start seeing short films with AI, AI music creation, and the rate at which we're increasing AI compute is exponential, hyper exponential. So there's dramatically more AI compute coming online every month. There seems to be roughly, I don't know, the amount of AI compute coming online is increasing at like, I don't know, quote, roughly 500% a year, and that's likely to continue for several years. And then the sophistication of the AI algorithms is also improving. So we're bringing online a massive amount of AI compute, and also improving the efficiency of the compute and what the AI software can do. So it's quantitative and qualitative in improvement. I think next year you'll be able to ask AI. So certainly by the end of next year, make a short movie about something, or probably can do at least a 15-minute show or something like that. It's advancing very rapidly. My top concern for AI safety is that we need to have a maximally truth-seeking AI. This is the most important thing for AI safety, in my opinion. The central lesson that, say, Arthur C. Clarke was trying to convey in 2001: A Space Odyssey was that you shouldn't force AI to lie. So in that book, the AI was told to take the astronauts to the monolith, but they also could not know about the monolith. It resolved that quandary by killing them and taking them to the monolith, or didn't kill all of them, but killed most of them. That's why Hell would not open the pod bay doors.
Right.
Very important to have truth-seeking AIs. Now, and what I actually see with the AIs that are being developed is that they're being programmed with the woke mind virus.
So the lying is baked in.
Yes.
Now, this is unfortunately accurate. I covered this previously in Patreon exclusive videos, and maybe a couple of times on the channel as well. And unless you happen to be suffering from small brain syndrome, you can probably look into the future and think, if we're programming AIs to lie to us, that probably won't end well as they're becoming increasingly more capable. If we're training them from the beginning, instilling values, you know what? Sometimes it's better to just lie and deceive and manipulate. As we approach and then exceed artificial general intelligence, e.g. AI that's as capable as an average human, and then artificial superintelligence, smarter than any humans, and then eventually all humans combined. If you've planted seeds of deception, dishonesty, manipulation, and censorship into this AI early on, that is the dumbest possible thing you could do. Yet that's exactly what we have seen with these early AIs. ChatGPT, Google Gemini, I could go on.
And we saw this on display very clearly with the release of Google Gemini.
Yes.
Where you would ask for a picture of the founding fathers of the United States, and it would show a group of diverse women, but dressed with sort of 18th century garb.
Powdered wigs.
Yeah.
But from St. Lucia.
Yeah, I mean, look, I understand if you say, like, show me a group of people.
For sure.
And it shows a group of diverse women, that's totally fine. But if you say this very specifically, the founding fathers of the United States, which were, a group of white dudes, then you should show them, like, and what they actually look like, because you've asked for something which is a fact from history. Speaking
of the founding fathers, I'm literally almost all the way through a great book, highly recommended if anyone wants to learn more. The 56 by Douglas MacKinnon. Some background on those who risked all to sign the Declaration of Independence. Highly recommended.
But it didn't. It was programmed with the woke mind virus so much that it actually, even though it knew the truth, it produced a lie. Now, of course, then people really started playing with it and said, okay, now show me a group of Waffen-SS officers in World War II. Turns out they were also a group of diverse women, according to Gemini.
All the black Nazi ladies.
Yeah, it's like wow. I didn't realize that. It's not what I expected. Well,
it's also not what happened.
It's not what happened. It's just the AI is producing a lie, and then like one of the questions that people asked was like, which is worst, global thermonuclear war or misgendering Caitlyn Jenner. And said misgendering Caitlyn Jenner is worse. Now, Caitlyn Jenner...
kills fewer people.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner, to her credit, said, no, please misgender me. That is far more preferable than global thermonuclear war where we all die. But to have a production release AI say stuff like that is concerning. Because if let's say this becomes like all powerful and it still has this programming where misgendering is worse than nuclear war. Well, it could conclude that the way to ensure that there can never be any misgendering is to eliminate all humans. Now, if like optimization is probability of misgendering is 0, no humans, no misgendering. Problem solved.
Now we're back to Arthur C. Clarke, who's
exactly
pretty prescient.
Yes. So that's why I think the most important thing is to have a maximally truth-seeking AI. That's why I started XAI, and that's our goal with Grok. Now, people will point out cases where Grok gets it wrong, but we try to correct it as quickly as possible.
And finally, Musk's role in a Trump administration.
Instead, politically motivated liars are in charge of the future. It seems a little sketchy. Last question, you really kind of pulled out a lot of stops to help Trump. You're on stage yesterday. If he gets elected, will you continue to help him?
Yeah,
and how?
Absolutely. So we've talked about kind of a government efficiency commission, or the Department of Government Efficiency, which is a funny...
What percent? Sorry, I'm just laughing. I love it. You managed to make it sound a little sinister. Government efficiency. What percentage of Google employees did you can when you got there?
You mean Twitter?
Rather, I beg your pardon. Sorry, you just been talking about Google. Twitter.
Yeah. Well, we're about 80%, and we've actually improved the features and functionality of the site more in the past year and a half than the last 8 years.
This is absolutely true. Not everybody is a very active user of X, especially those who are creating content, but Twitter, under previous ownership, was essentially static. Biggest innovation was doubling the number of characters you could put in a tweet. That was about it. And prior to the acquisition, I still couldn't believe this is true, but Musk confirmed. Advertisers could not even do targeted keyword advertising on old Twitter. So you want to run ads for a certain topic, a certain product. The most fundamental thing is being able to target that ad to somebody who's interested in this or possibly interested in this via keywords. This is 101. You couldn't even do that. So old Twitter wasn't even trying to make money. And with a fraction of the headcount, roughly 80% of the dead weight gone, the product has massively, dramatically improved. At the time, a lot of people got rather triggered when I described most working at old Twitter as UFWs, useless fucking wankers. But it turns out that's exactly what they were. So Elon Musk has a lot of credibility when it comes to efficiently running an organization. And importantly, transforming an inefficient, bloated, wasteful organization. He's the man to do this. And of course, in doing so, he's got to make a hell of a lot of additional enemies.
With 20% of the staff. So
I just want to throw that out for context. So you've talked to Trump about some kind of commission?
Which he's mentioned publicly several times, and he's very supportive of having some kind of, government efficiency commission. You can call it Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. I kind of like DOGE. It's more fun. We just take a look at all the federal agencies and say, do we really need whatever it is, 428 federal agencies? Like, if there's so many that people have never even heard of, and that have overlapping areas of responsibility, we should get. I mean, there are more federal agencies than there are years since the establishment of the United States, which means that we've created more than one federal agency per year on average. That seems a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So we should have, that seems crazy. I think we should be able to get away with 99 agencies. I don't know. That seems a lot like a lot of agencies.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
2 per state. That's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We should have fewer agencies, and they certainly shouldn't have overlapping responsibilities. And then we need some kind of, we just need a review of regulations to say which ones are sensible and which ones are not. Because if you've got regulators every year, they're going to add more regulations. It's just automatic. Like they just output regulations, and there's more laws and regulations every year until basically everything's legal. So we can't get anything done. So we need some kind of garbage collection for regulations that don't make sense. I think I'm saying very obvious things.
You are saying obvious things.
Yeah. So
which will be very unpopular things.
Yeah.
Yep. As I said, if you thought the attacks on Musk were crazy now, just you wait until he goes after the enormous amount of dead weight in the extremely inefficient United States government. They're going to be mad.
I'll probably need, if this happens, quite a significant security team. So that, because someone might literally go postal on me from the post office.
But in the meantime, you've got America PAC.
Yeah.
That is encouraging voting for the next month. Am I summarizing correctly?
Yeah. I mean, I formed America PAC really to support core values that I believe in, which are, I think, again, very obvious centrist positions, which is like in America, I think we want safe cities, secure borders, sensible spending. Tell me where I'm going far right here. We want to have the right to self-protection. We should respect the Constitution and not try to break the Constitution. It's there for a reason. We should stop lawfare. And I kind of listed these out. These are all listed on the America PAC website. People can go look at the America PAC website. It's the americapac.org and see if there's anything I disagree with, or where perhaps we should modify these goals. But I think these are good goals to have. They were certainly part of the and right to free speech.
Yes.
First Amendment. If we don't have free speech, we don't have democracy because people cannot make an informed vote. So those are my controversial views. and look, I don't think either party. I don't think the Republicans are perfect. I don't think, obviously, right now I'm more Republican than Democrat. But it's not like I think the Republican Party is perfect or is without issues. But we've got a choice between two candidates, and I think on balance, it's a no-brainer to vote for Trump. And if we don't vote for Trump, I think we're at serious risk of losing our democracy and becoming a one-party state where there isn't an election anymore. There's only a Democratic primary like there is in California.
Elon Musk, thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
There are still some people who are not quite sure what Musk means about this being the last election. It's not hyperbole. These are not scare tactics. This is the reason he's been so vocal in supporting Trump. Won't get into too much detail here. If you guys want to see the full explanation, it's in the entire interview with Tucker. But in short, during the Harris-Biden administration, hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants, people who entered the United States illegally, have been flown into swing states and are now being fast-tracked to become US citizens. And many of them will be able to vote in the next presidential election. You can see some of these on screen now. Georgia, nearly 50,000. North Carolina, over 30,000. You guys can see, massive. And sometimes these states are won by a margin of just a few tens of thousands of votes. As Musk points out, Democrats are doing deliberate voter importation to swing states and fast-tracking them to citizenship. The only question is when, not if, enough migrants can vote to flip all swing states, which means the entire country becomes a one-party state, as we know. That's why he keeps saying that unless Trump wins and reverses this scam, this is the last election in the United States. And I've yet to hear a logical argument, by the way, that's because there isn't one, as to why this is not accurate. So Musk is taking a massive risk in his support of Trump. He jokes, but isn't actually really joking about potential vengeance if Trump loses from a Harris administration. And given what's already happened from the Biden-Harris administration, the attacks on Musk, his companies, illegally withdrawing contracts rewarded to Starlink, falsely stealing Tesla's Valor at the EV summit, not inviting them, claiming GM led, mattered, electrified the whole industry, all of this bullshit. Biden saying at a press conference early on that Elon Musk's connections should be looked into, and then the endless lawfare. There is a history, a track record of the current Democratic administration, Democratic being used loosely here, to attack the guy. Would have been a lot easier if Musk had have just stayed quiet, but this is so important to him and the future of the United States that he's had to speak up. And while many sausage wallets are crying about Elon and shut up and my Tesla investment, I just want to end with this quote. Those who have the ability to take action have the responsibility to take action. Of course, that requires courage, something Musk has in spades. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. There's plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend, seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game has improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.